Bob takes out a caliper and measures his cellmate's face. Then he injects him with anesthetic. First, Bob removes the cellmate's face. The hardest part comes next. Bob has to remove his own face. To numb the pain, he takes a big swig of whiskey and begins the face-swapping surgery. But during the process, Bob puts the face on backwards. He has to cut the stitches and start over. Finally, Bob succeeds. He walks out of prison as his cellmate, Walt, and claims all of Walt's property. As soon as he's free, Bob moves in next door to the Simpsons. Bart decides to go introduce himself to the new neighbor.
Yo, Bart Simpson. No doubt you read about me in your nuisance neighbor disclosure.
Hello, Bart.
Huh? Say that again.
Hello, Bart. Hello, Bart.
Hello, Bart.
Hello, Bart!
Hello, Bart.
Ah! Sideshow Bob!
Side what whom?
Bart boards up all the doors and windows with planks. He will never forget Bob's voice. Marge tells Bart the man's name is Walt and that he seems very nice. Bart tries to trust Marge, but the next second...
Ah! Sideshow Bob!
Stupid kid, fooled by a silhouette. Ooh.
To find out if Walt is really Bob, Bart and Milhouse put on an opera performance. They are sure Bob won't be able to resist singing along, but Bob shows no reaction and refuses Bart's invitation. This time, Bart sneaks into Bob's house. He searches everywhere, magazines on the table, cabinets, and other items, but Marge catches him.
No! What are you doing? You're indoors at an outdoor party.
Walt is Sideshow Bob, and I'm gonna prove it. Look! Who needs a knife this big?
It's probably a deboner.
Boner. Mom, I'm scared.
There's only one way to settle this. Marge takes Bart to the prison. Guided by a guard, they go to Bob's cell. Inside, the real Walt is now wearing Bob's face. After confirming that Bob is still locked up, Bart leaves. That night, Walt pretends to swallow a crayon and lies on the floor. When the guard comes to check, Walt stabs the crayon into the guard's eye, then electrocutes him and steals his keys to escape. Early the next morning, Bob shows up at the Simpsons' door. Since he and Bart have always had a difficult relationship, Bob has prepared 2 tickets to a baseball game. Bart can't resist the offer. He gets into Bob's car without hesitation, but when they arrive at the stadium, the car doesn't stop. Then Bob reveals his feet and says, "I am Sideshow Bob." Now he can finally sing opera freely. Meanwhile, Walt breaks into the Simpson house. He tries to explain what's happening, but Homer tackles him. Walt insists he is the real Walt. To prove his innocence, he takes off his shoes to show his small feet.
It's like you're a Chinese empress.
Earlier, Walt had tried to tell the guards the truth, but he couldn't speak clearly with his new lips. The guards thought he was crazy and locked him in solitary confinement. Walt wrote messages on the wall to warn them, but it was no use.
You have to admit, Bart Simpson will die was kind of open to interpretation.
I'm not a writer.
Homer uses a shovel to break open the door to Bob's house. The entire room is covered with photos of Bart, each one stabbed with a knife. Everything related to Bart has been destroyed. Lisa realizes Bob is taking Bart to the 5 corners. There, he can commit a crime without breaking any state's laws.